Welcome to another episode of our Truth Lies and Work Summer Sessions. For the next few weeks, we're taking a little break from the workplace news and the deep dives to bring you something a bit lighter, the sort of episode you could enjoy maybe on a summer walk, a long drive, or while you're pretending not to check your emails on the beach.
And today is really simple. We're calling it workplace red flag or green flag, just in case you're old like me and you don't know what red flag and green flag is. In the dating world, in all the memes, if someone exhibits a red flag, then you shouldn't date them. If it exhibits a green flag, you definitely should date them. Now, we have all heard the workplace advice, and we're applying this very clumsily. I'm doing it to workplace. We've heard the workplace advice, like things like never discuss salary or hire for culture fit. But are these actually signs of a healthy workplace, or are they red flags that we've somehow convinced ourselves are normal?
After the break, we are joined by author, speaker, and host of the Unbehaved podcast, Meghan French Dunbar, MFD, to put some of the biggest workplace behaviours, leadership advice, and organisational trends to the test. Play along as well as each one comes up. Make your decision before we reveal ours. We'll be back in a very, very little short time. We need to hear from the sponsors, right?
This is contractual, Meghan. It's contractual.
Hello, and welcome back. This is Truth, Lies and Work, the award-winning podcast where behavioural science meets workplace culture, brought to you, of course, by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. My name is Leanne. I'm a chartered occupational psychologist.
My name is Al. I'm a business owner.
And normally we'd be here to help you simplify the science of work and build amazing workplace cultures, but not this week.
Nope. Today we're joined by author, speaker, and also one of our favourite people in the world, and host of the Unbehaved podcast, Meghan French Dunbar.
MFD.
How
are you?
Nobody can hear my awesome dancing that I'm doing, but I'm doing wonderfully. How are you both?
Very good.
Yeah, good.
I'm also really disappointed I didn't do the X Factor intro. I don't know whether you get the same guy in the US, but in the UK they go, Meghan French Dunbar. No, you don't get the same guy, do you?
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
It's going so well. Tell us what you're up to, Meghan.
I mean, I'm enjoying a gorgeous day in Boulder, Colorado. It is 10 a.m. where I am. I've just gotten back from 2 weeks in British Columbia, and on the work side of things, I have the Unbehaved podcast and Substack, and I have been really walking through what happened when I did my first legal psilocybin-assisted therapy journey in May, and it has become, there's part 1 and part 2 on Substack and part 1 and part 2 on the podcast, and it has been a really fun topic. The more I get interested, the more I go deeper and deeper and deeper into why psilocybin is so incredible. So that's been fun. And my 1-year book-iversary is coming up August 5th. Living the life over here.
We were saying, weren't we, before we hit record, that you think this is around about our 1-year anniversary from the first time you're on the show?
Yeah.
Amazing. Happy anniversary, love.
Oh,
Yeah.
The best year ever spent with you two.
I feel bad because I didn't get anything. I just didn't even think about it. It's typical man. Just forgot the anniversary. I'm so sorry.
I mean, you
I'm so
got
sorry.
me a co-host on the podcast spot, so that, I'll take that. That's pretty rad.
Great.
True.
That's better than flowers from the petrol station or the gas station, as you say, isn't it? So yeah.
I don't know, but I think petrol station flowers have like come on.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I last went back and I stopped at the garage just before I got to my mum and dad's and got a beautiful bunch of flowers. It was one of those. I don't know if you had this, Meghan, where we have like supermarkets that will have the shop in the petrol station.
Yeah.
So it was a supermarket shop, I guess. Does that make a difference? Maybe. Don't know.
I think so.
This is some quality
It is, isn't it?
broadcasting
Hard
here.
hitting stuff.
Yeah. This is
This is
people
what I came
tune
here to
in
talk
for.
about.
Should we get straight into our game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I've got this list of workplace behaviors or career advice or situations that basically I'm going to read them out one by one, and then you two lovely women are going to decide. Can I say lovely women? That sounded a bit creepy when I said that. I say
Highly intelligent professionals.
highly
would
intelligent.
Also what?
And why did I have to make it women? Because you two people, you see, I genderize everything. I over-genderize. That's what I do. Well, what we're going to do is you're going to say you think that is a red flag of a corporate culture or I was about to say blue. Come on, Al. This is the format point. Or a green flag. And then we're going to ask you why. I'd ask if you understand, but I think you understand better than I do. Okay, cool. No right or wrong answers. Definitely want some opinions. Let's kick off with our very, very first one. Before I do, Meghan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that sort of intro to this game?
As a fellow podcaster.
As a fellow podcaster.
I mean, I guess I'd say red flag. Maybe like a 3, but it's cool. You guys are still learning, and you're just getting your feet under you. It's like
Genuinely, what this is. This is going to be episode 324. We've done 120, so we're at 444 episodes of podcasts we've done.
Yeah.
You'd think we'd be better. Okay. Right. I've got 20 of these. I want you to pick a...
20?
Yes, I want you to pick a number. We'll go Meghan first, and then we'll go Leanne. Pick a number between 1 and 20.
18.
8. Oh, good choice. So... this is a situation. An MD explains in a podcast interview, we recruit almost entirely through employee referrals. Is that a red flag or a green flag or undecided? Who wants to go first?
Meghan should go first.
Meghan.
I feel red flag there. I feel like that is similar to culture fit. And at least in my experience, the referrals that you would give out would often be to your friends and family and people who are very similar to you. And so it just perpetuates the homogenized culture of getting lots of people in there who have very similar qualities and would be potentially a hard way to drive genuine diversity of thought, opinion, experience, all the things that you want to really be in a place to drive innovation and all the things that you want in an organization. So my quick thinking is red flag. Leanne?
I would say, without more information, red flag. I worked in an organisation where we did make a fair few hires through referrals, but they'd go through the same recruitment process as external candidates. And it was objective criterion. So we did have a few hires that did end up being referrals where we didn't really have that same problem. But I think knowing how few organisations actually have a robust, objective, evidence-backed recruitment process, I think I'm inclined to agree it's a bit of a red flag.
Do you know what's funny is that there's a book called The Knack by Bo Burlingham. And he's also written Small Giants, I think. Well, you and I have talked about this before, MFD, I'm sure we have. And he said, and one of the stories he told was that they recruit exclusively friends and family, and they said it was the most successful thing they've ever done. But I suppose, and back then I was thinking, oh my God, this sounds amazing. I'll do that then. But thinking about it, they never actually said whether they'd got diversity in there, whether they got any kind of whether it was groupthink or whatever. So I hadn't actually thought about it from that point of view.
I mean, if you are looking for a culture that gets along really well, perhaps just doing friends and family, if you don't want diversity of thought, if you don't want people challenging each other, I don't know, but it would be probably a very pleasant place to work.
Yeah, not much friction there with I think family is a bit more problematic.
Yes.
It's a lot more problematic, isn't it? Those kind of nepo hires never really rarely work out. So yeah, it would be an automatic red flag if those referrals were mainly family.
Can I ask a question? Do you think this would be acceptable if you were a startup and this was like your first 10 employees? Would that change your mind?
I mean, I have personal experience with this. This is what I did with my first company, Conscious Company Media. We had our 2 co-founders. We hired one person, my first person off of Craigslist, hashtag 2014. And that person we didn't know. And then all the next, I think 5 hires were all friends. And it was people we'd met in grad school and people who we'd met through various networks of ours. And I think perhaps my red flag comment came from the fact that I looked up at employee 10 and I had an entirely, we were all women between the ages of, let's call it 29 and 45, all white. And I had just hired a completely homogenous group of people because it was all friends and family. And I think I just gave advice to someone who's starting a company yesterday who called, and I said, I think the biggest mistake that startups make is hiring their friends, because you go with what you know and trust rather than what you actually need. And if they can make it through a formal vetting process to actually see if they have the skills and everything that you need to get to the next level, cool. But I doubt that you have that if you are a startup.
Lee, can I play devil's avocado for a second?
Please, I love it when you're an avocado.
You've said quite often that the people who get you here probably won't get you there.
Yeah.
So often you've said employee number 13 is where things start to change, it fragments, and you often have to lose some of your earlier people. So I take on board fully what MFD is saying. At the same time, I'm going to ask the same question to you and go, if you looked at them kind of as disposable, that's not a good way to describe an employee.
My
on
employees or my friends?
Your employees.
Or my family?
No, your employees. Do you see what I'm getting at? Is that...
I think you've actually made more of a case for it being a red flag.
Ooh.
In that you're absolutely right. You kind of, and how many clients we worked with where we're helping them through this exact kind of friction point where they've been a startup, they've either recruited people that they know or they've bonded very, very closely and very, very quickly. And then the issue that they're having is either the direction of the company changes or the vision changes or the growth strategy changes, and you're bringing in more people and you've suddenly got this us and them. Of like, well, we're the OG people who have this really strong personal relationship with you that helped you even get to this point. And you got your new people in that are just excited to be part of a really cool scale-up company. And it's that friction and the fact if they're your friends as well, it just gets unnecessarily messy, doesn't it?
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. Excellent. Right, I'm with both of you. Lee, choose a number between 1 and 20.
Number 15.
Number 15. Okay, here we go. You discover in a new job that not only is the office dog on the org chart, but
Oh my God, I've seen an org chart like that.
but they have their own email address. Lee, let's go to you first.
Oh,
Red flag or green flag?
God. I'm always inclined to sway red flag for anything that's a bit quirky and a kind of a bit because you're also then, well, what happens if you have an employee that, or you know, a candidate who really doesn't like dogs or is afraid of them, or from a hygiene perspective, or sometimes it's just annoying if you've got a smelly dog in your face. And I say that as somebody has 3 dogs. I don't know. I can't. Do you know what? I've actually got a client that's in this situation, so I'm going to say it depends.
Oh, it depends. MFD, thoughts?
Blue flag for sure here, which is, I don't know, because I would work with a dog in my lap all day, every day. If I'm at a party, I am the person who's hanging out with the dogs, not the people. And when I go into an office and they have dogs, it makes me feel super, super happy. I think org chart can be cute, whatever, on the website. Like, I like that you're respecting your animal's email address. Like the fact that someone went far enough to set that up. I don't know. But I mean, Leanne, I'm hearing you. Like, my friend Nathan is allergic to dogs, and there's some people who are afraid of them. And so I don't know. I can't. Blue flag, which means
Yeah, I think if it was a cat, I'd be red flag.
Oh, interesting.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I would be too, but I would have thought a cat would be more acceptable to the majority of people.
They make me sneeze. They're very sly. I don't care for them.
It's
Sorry.
the slyness that does it for me too, Leanne.
Sly, yeah. They've got that side eye of going, I know what you've done. I've been checking out your internet history. Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Right. Now, see, interesting thought, because if I hadn't have followed up by saying they have their own email address, if they were just on the org chart or on the website as a kind of a member of staff, would that change it from blue? Which, by the way, MFD, you've just totally changed the rules because we didn't have blue flag, but I understand why you've done it. Thank you. You ruined my format. But
I
if
mean,
it just had...
I'm pretty sure you were the one at the top of the hour that said blue flag.
You did include a blue flag.
Did I?
I'm not sure it's for this intention, but you did mention a blue flag.
It was a mistake, but
Hold on, I'm just going to rewind and listen to this bit and see if I'm actually true. No, I obviously did. If it was only that they were like a fun part of the org chart or a fun part of the website, would that change your mind from blue to red or green? Go on. You look like you want to say something, Megan.
I mean, I don't have anything different from it makes it better. It makes it better if they don't have the email. But the previous parts stand about, people being allergic or scared or all the things, and you want people to feel safe in a workplace.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it comes down to the intention. If it's just a cutesy bit, like almost like a marketing kind of thing, then I think it's slightly red flag because it could be causing problems. You could, for example, have a situation where there's a dog on the org chart because maybe it's a what they called assistance dog. Maybe you've got somebody who's blind in the organisation or autistic who has an assistant dog and you welcome into the office and you do all the checks you need to make sure everyone's comfortable and happy. That could be a scenario, potentially, where it's okay. Right.
We're still sticking with blue because it depends, and we've got to see what the rest of the thing does. Cool. Okay, I love this. Right, whose turn is it to pick a number? Is it you, Lee?
No, Megan next.
Megan, number 1 to 20.
5.
Not including 8. 5. Brilliant. Okay. All right, so this is interesting. Right, okay. At interview, you're told nobody gets an office, including the CEO. Because you picked it, Megan, why don't you go first? Tell me what you think. Red, green, or blue?
Red.
Oh! Why?
Well, one, if we're doing a nobody has an office except for the CEO, it is implying that they, in fact, have to be working in an office, which is a huge red flag for me. The work from office full-time mandate, huge red flag. That prevents a ton of people from being able to work. People who have different abilities, working parents, people who are caretakers, people who have various needs outside of work. So the work from office mandate, huge red flag. If it is even a part-time situation and it's a completely open floor plan, I appreciate we're honoring everybody has the same value, so everyone has the exact same situation in the office, and a completely open floor plan where nobody has an office doesn't account for people who have neurodivergence or different abilities, and it, myself included, I have ADHD, and I cannot work effectively in a wide open floor plan with tons of people walking around and talking near me. Even if I have noise canceling headphones and the whole thing, it is just incredibly hard for me to work. I need my little tiny space, and to not even have that as an option, to not have flexible policies or customizable workplaces that actually meet people where they are, and just forcing one mandate across everyone and forcing them to kind of shift and mold themselves to fit the workplace. Red flag. Leanne.
Lee, I'm loving that if you say green flag, then you're basically saying that ADHD is fake news. I'm loving this. This is going to be interesting. Lee, what are your thoughts?
Red flag all day long. Because do you know what it is? Everything that Megan said there, there's also research that shows that open plan offices are really, really crappy for productivity and performance for neurodiverse people and neurotypical people. It's just not a conducive environment for productivity and for work. It's also, I think it falls under this myth of and I think often the intention is good, a leader that goes, I treat everyone the same. And it's I know what you're trying to say, but you shouldn't. Because as Megan rightly pointed out, everyone has different needs and we can't just try and squeeze everybody into this one shaped workplace environment and hope that everyone will get on the same. They won't. You shouldn't treat everybody the same. Everyone has their own individual needs and personalization is key. So red flag.
Love it. I think we can squeeze one more in before the break. Okay, so Lee, your turn to pick a number.
Number 2.
Number 2. Let me just look it up. Okay. This is quite similar. You discover that at your new job, they have complete salary transparency, i.e. everyone knows what everyone else earns. Lee.
Green flag.
Green. Straight away. Straight out the gate, green. Why?
Because I think salary transparency should be a thing anyway. I know certain American states now that have brought that in at a point of kind of hiring or on the job advert, you have to display salary. And it does irritate me when companies don't, because it's like, well, I think this job is at my level, but if I go through this like 4-week recruitment process and then I get an offer that's half what my expectations are, then what a waste of everyone's time. I think it would hopefully, having that transparency mean that there's fairness and equity in how salary is decided, how promotions are worked out, how any sort of commission or bonus structure works. I can see some scenarios, and I'm thinking of, like the BBC has pay transparency now, so every year they'll publish like the 50 highest paid stars, and always some controversy around they're not worth that much. So I can see in some environments it could cause some issues in places, but I think if done correctly, done fairly, pay transparency for me is a green flag.
Oh, MFD.
100% agree.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I would take it the next step further to pay transparency and open book management. And I think when we have completely shut down workplaces that don't give their workers access to information, it implies that they just don't trust their people. And open book management, which has pay transparency as well as financial transparency around how the organization works, how it's doing. They actually educate their team members, regardless of their level, on the financial status of the organization. They give them financial education. And so everyone has a new sense of ownership, but they also feel a sense of dignity. When you come into any organization and they don't give you access to information and don't give you any insight into decision making, that makes everyone feel disenfranchised. And disenfranchisement is on the other end of the spectrum from feeling dignified. And when you're stripped of your dignity for most of the majority of your waking hours, it makes people really, really frustrated. So to go all the way down that rabbit hole, it's a huge green flag. For me, it also is one of the things that helps ensure that the gender pay gap is in fact being addressed when you have pay transparency.
I think as well, there's an element of we've worked with clients, haven't we, where they haven't always been that transparent and then have made decisions and they've had this massive backlash. And then we've kind of unpicked it. And when we, encourage them to release more information around financial performance, and then employees have gone, oh, well, why didn't you just say that to begin with? It's like, right? Because if we treat it like an adult and this is the way it is and this is why we're having to make some of the decisions we're making, people will be more likely to accept them. Whereas if there's a change and I don't know why, and there's that ambiguity, then it's that classic thing, isn't it? My threat state goes, I start to fill in the gaps. Well, they must be in trouble. It must be really, really bad. Or the CEO's got a massive bonus and they just don't want to share it. I start to disengage and I start looking for another job. And it's just unnecessary gossip and drama. Whereas transparency, which would probably, you might still have a bit, but at least, you're dealing with the facts, aren't you? And it's all out there.
Allie, you look surprised. Are you surprised by both of our answers here?
I am a little bit. I mean, I think in theory, pay transparency, yes, that makes sense. But it's like in theory, a 4-day work week makes sense. But I just think it's got so many ways it could go wrong.
The research shows that productivity stays the exact same with the 4-day work week than it does a 5-day one. And life satisfaction and employee engagement goes up. And so does employee retention. Just saying. I mean,
just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
I feel like my argument has just been shot down massively. And don't do no, it's okay, Al. Don't do that, because that makes it even worse. Well, do you know what? I would not have said green flag, but I'm sitting in front of two very, very experienced and accomplished people, and I will just say, right, I will defer to your opinion.
No, I think it's good because you're thinking like a business owner, you're thinking like an entrepreneur, and Meghan, I know you'll have these conversations with clients as well, and you're like, it might seem counterintuitive, but this is the better way to go. So I think it's good that, you're the business owner in the room going, really? Doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
It's funny because when we recruit through employee referrals, I thought, green flag, yeah, that sounds a really good idea. Nobody gets an office. I put green flag. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then pay transparency, but red flag. No.
I love this.
So far, I am wrong 100% of the time. Okay, right. We're gonna go the break. But before we do, right, I want to tell you this. Right, I love this. So there's a Twitter account called Fesshole, and it's all about confessions.
Why does that sound rude?
I
think it's meant to sound.
Oh, it sounds dirty, not in a good way.
Maybe that's why I like it. And I'll be honest, most of them are pretty unbroadcastable. But this one was someone who said, I worked at this place for about 3 years. They were the worst company I ever worked at. And they basically fired me. They were like, oh, you've got good news. You're getting voluntary redundancy. And it wasn't voluntary at all. They were basically getting fired. So on the last day, they did a spreadsheet of all the names of the company and then put fake salaries on it and left it on the printer and walked out the door. I was just like, wait for that to kick off. And I thought that was genius. Opposite of pay transparency. Anyway, right. We need to go to a break. And we'll be back in just 1 second, I hope, unless I get cancelled. Welcome back. This feature, I don't know, some people might say this is working, some people might say this isn't working. If you are the latter, then you will love Meghan's book, This Isn't Working. You should definitely go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get, check this out.
My word, he's a podcaster, ladies and gentlemen.
You just redeemed yourself for the crappy intro.
If we do publish the video, you'll see me leaning back in a kind of like a very accomplished, oh yeah, check me out. I feel that was a bit more Ron Burgundy than Al Elliott. Anyway, right, so I've got another number of these. Let's see how many we can get through. And where are we up to? Who's choosing the number of the first one?
I think it's Meghan next.
Meghan, you
3.
lovely person. 3. Let me just see. Oh. I can't do 3 because that's so obviously one or the other.
How do you know? You said you got them all wrong before the break.
Why don't you choose your favorite one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll choose this one because I genuinely don't know how this is going to go. So I'm going to use a nerdy word in a second, and I will define it. So in this new job, you're bonused on token maxing. And just in case anyone's listening who doesn't know what token, I know you two do, but doesn't know what token maxing is, it's the person who uses the most AI tokens in a month, and they get a bonus. So the more AI tokens, i.e. the more you use AI, you get a bonus. Is this red or green? Who are we going to go to first? I will just choose randomly. I'll point at someone at random. I have no idea where. Leanne.
I don't understand enough about AI to understand what the intention would be and the good outcome from the company would be if people token max.
Do you want me to give you a little bit of context?
Like, what are they being incentivized? I understand they're trying to use all their tokens, but to what end?
There is a company which I can't remember the name of, but basically they're embracing AI so much that the person who uses AI the most, i.e. use the most number of tokens, gets a bonus because they are trying to leverage AI so much to build their company. They want AI to do 90% of the work and the humans to do the 10% that AI can't.
Okay. Then I'm going to say red flag.
Oh.
I'm going to say red flag because I think it just comes down to, I feel that like quantity isn't always as good as quality. Like if you're just throwing shit at the wall because it's using AI to get your token max so you get your bonus, then, you know, whereas if you're designing it in a way that's like, how do we use AI in a way that is going to take away the grunt work, so we're moving our people onto more value-add activities, or how do we use AI in a way that improves our governance or our compliance or improves the experience for our customers, or what's the goal behind trying to use AI to do that thing rather than let's just use AI? It just feels a bit like, I don't know. It's like if you're in a call center, would you really incentivize? Maybe you did back in the day, incentivize people for the number of calls made. It's probably much more effective to incentivize them on the calls they've converted to a sale.
Interesting. Meghan.
I'm in total agreement and red flag. And I had the exact quality over quantity situation. You're not actually looking at what the AI is being used for. And I just had a conversation on a podcast a couple of weeks ago about the ethical side of deploying AI in the workplace. And instead of it being seen as something to replace jobs, what if it is used to actually help people grow and help develop and nurture team culture? Like there's a lot of positive ways that it could be used besides maximizing productivity. And I feel like the individual bonus structure of one or two people get their bonuses based on how many tokens they have compared to all of their other teammates breeds internal competition instead of a more unified team-oriented culture. And in my opinion, I think bonuses should be for every single human being at the organization based on top-line revenue growth of the organization. So it becomes a we succeed together, not individual performers or people who are cutthroat or overworking themselves or using the tools as many times as they possibly can in an hour. All of a sudden, that becomes a quantity over quality and individualistic behavior that breeds garbage cultures over the long term.
I love that. And I was about to say what would be the alternative, you just explained it. It was Emily and Katie's podcast you did the AI episode on. What was that called, the podcast?
It's called Reimagining Work from Within with Within People.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, right. So I think it's MFD's time to choose. You give me...
I mean, I feel like with the time left, you should just choose the juiciest ones.
Got it. Right.
I don't know. Leanne, what do you think?
No,
I agree. Pick
I'm
the
doing
juicy
it.
one.
I'm doing it. So let's whip through the rest of these. Friday afternoons are karaoke parties.
Red flag.
With a dedicated room for it.
Red flag.
Attendance is optional, but ...
Red
Sorry,
flag.
I couldn't help myself. It was just like...
Red, quick fire thoughts, MFD.
I mean, it's fun and I'm glad it exists. It's not mandatory, but ... There's a element that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and forcing people to do things that they don't want to do, but they feel like if they don't do, they won't be part of the crew, or that they will be penalized in some way, or it is the only way in which they are able to connect with their coworkers, even though they're doing something that they actively or they actively dislike. Also doesn't account for parents or other people who have caretaking responsibilities or other things outside of the workplace, where on Fridays afternoons they need to be taking care of other people, and so all of a sudden they're just SOL. Leanne, where are you?
Forced fun isn't fun. That's all I think I need to say.
Yep.
It's not fun. It doesn't do anything good for your organisation apart from make everyone feel really freaking awkward.
Okay, love it. Right, so we've just said that's red flag both. So I think both of you agreed so far. Not with me, obviously, but with each other. Okay, so I've got one here which, all right, I think we're going to disagree again. A job description says, we offer every employee unlimited holidays. Vacations, obviously, just in case you weren't sure you could translate that word, MFD. Who we going to do first?
Go Megan first.
Megan.
I'm going to go greenish flag. Because it's one thing to say you have unlimited PTO. Well, I'm assuming it's paid holidays. Unlimited PTO. It's another to understand if the culture actually supports people in taking that time off. Because I know plenty of organizations that have these shiny benefits like unlimited PTO, but that they don't actually make it okay for people to take that time away. But when I was doing interviews for the book, Gayla Jennings O'Byrne, she has Walkstar Capital. She went to her team and they were redoing their benefits, and she's like, everyone's going to want the next healthcare option, or better health insurance. We're in the States, it's all garbage. So she went to her team and decided to say, we've got this surplus this year. I'm going to invest it in benefits. Would you rather have this gold standard package of benefits, or is there something else that you'd want here? And across the board, her team said, we want unlimited PTO, and we want vacation matching instead of retirement matching. And so again, customizing your workplace to suit what your team actually wants and then supporting it. But I think that brings up the next part of the conversation, which is, yes, having unlimited PTO, I think, is kind of green flag, as long as that is, in fact, what your team actually wants and that you have talked to them about that.
Lee, agree or disagree?
I'm gonna say blue flag,
Oh,
if not slightly purple, if it's mixing with red. The thing is, again, and I think all these always come from a good place, right? They come from a really good human-centered place. What I've read about unlimited time off is, as you rightly said, Megan, is in the execution. Either the organisations don't actually support people to take as much time as they want off, and let's be honest, it's not unlimited. Because if I take off 360 days a year, I'm probably not going to have a job next year. So it's not unlimited, so let's not lie to each other. There is going to be a cap somehow. But what I've seen more so that the problem is younger employees, I don't necessarily mean by age, but in terms of career, are more reluctant to take more time off because they don't know if that'll be seen as lazy or entitled, or there's no kind of guidelines in terms of what the average should be. So I think I'd rather see like a really generous holiday allowance with a clear expectation of, we expect you to take 100% of your holiday leave because that's part of our well-being and recovery strategy. So if you're not taking 100% of your holiday, there's something wrong, and we'll be having a conversation about it at various points to make sure you're finding the right time to take them. And then I'd like to see generous leave allowances for other stuff, maternity, paternity, grief leave, sickness leave. There's so many other reasons, or, you know, in terms of hospitals, or if you've got chronic illness, like time off there. If you've got caring responsibilities, flexibility in having time off there. I think I'd just rather see across the board policies around people when they need to take time away from work for whatever reason. The company is going to be very generous in that respect. Where if it's just annual leave itself, I'm not sure. I'm not sure from what we're seeing from the research so far, it's really working that well.
lovely. Lovely. So we've got there, you've both said, Megan, you said greenish. You said, Leanne said bluish. Can we agree that that's going to be a blue one, which is kind of like not sure? Is that fair?
I think,
No.
yeah, with all the caveats that Leanne has, if it's unlimited PTO, regardless of whether or not that's sick or caretaking or parental leave or all of the things, versus unlimited vacation. Those are two different questions. And I would say green flag to unlimited PTO, not necessarily vacation.
Okay, so I've got a proposal for you two. I've got one more I want to do because I think you're going to throw things at me. And then I've got about 4 I want to do quick fire. Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
Now, I just want to be really, really clear, okay, because especially to you, Megan, because I'm even more frightened of you than I am of my wife. I did not say this. This is a real person who did this, and this is nothing to do with me. Messenger shooting, all that kind of stuff, remember, okay? So I'm going to come to you first, Megan, for your thoughts. This CEO boasted that they got all the females in their company a pink ice cream maker for International Women's Day. Thoughts? Oh,
I mean,
watching the video.
I wish I could translate my facial expression into words, but it's not going to happen. Magenta flag, like red flag, like the hot red flag. Fuck, I can't even. I don't have anything else to say to this. I don't know.
If this was a Mexican menu, it would have 3 chilies next to it. Is that what we're saying? it's 3 red flags. It is just a fucking shit show. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Got it. Lee, this is bad, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah, it's red flag. What actually makes me sad is this is based on a true story, isn't it?
Yeah.
My God. Awful. That's not what internet. I mean, it's not what it's about. You know, it's not a day. It's a day for awareness and discussion to create policies and workplace changes that then benefit women all year round. It's not about buying us flowers or giving us gifts. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Behave. Sit down.
Megan, anything to add?
No, I don't. My brain has just completely short circuited, so I don't think.
I'd imagine
no.
I'd imagine it'd be very hard to climb down from that energy. So yes, fair point. Okay, I'll be honest. I put that one in because I pretty much guaranteed that Megan, you were going to. I could see your face in the future. Right. Okay.
It's pink as well. Oh, you misogynistic arsehole.
Yeah.
Well, right. So would it surprise you to know? I think it was a law firm.
Yeah.
It was a boomer. white male. I think you knew all that already.
I can see this guy so clear. I know exactly what he looks like.
Exactly. Drives a Mercedes S-Class. Okay, right. So quick fire. So we've probably got about 5 minutes left. Quick fire. So we'll go to Leanne first. Leanne, the HR director tells you we're like a family
Red
here.
flag. Tell you what, you get in the car next to the pink ice cream dude, keep driving and don't stop ever. Just keep going.
I'm going to come back to you and ask you why that's such a big instant red flag, Megan.
Red flag. Go back to Leanne. I want to hear it.
Instant red flag, why?
You're not family. You're not a family. You're not family. You're not family. You're not family. You're not going to spend holidays together. You're not going to go to the birth of each other's children. You're probably more than likely going to have to talk to them about performance management issues at some point. You might have to lay them off one day. You might have to sack them. They're not your family. I understand you're looking for a word, and I think particularly in startups, you're looking for a word to try and explain the connection you're feeling to these people as you're building something that you so strongly believe in. Maybe it's a community. But you know what really annoys me about this? What's wrong with team? We're a team. Amazing. What a brilliant, wonderful word that we've been using for 100 years now. We're a team. Great. Let's go with that.
Yeah, Leanne, your face.
Oh, it causes so many issues, you know? So many issues.
Megan, I have definitely said this in the past in the same company that I talked about before. Have you ever said this or ever said anything similar to this?
No, but I hear what Leanne is saying, and like I felt my team. I was like, it was ride or die. I would have done anything for those people, and I loved them in this very specific way, and I called them all team members. I played a lot of team sports growing up. Like, it is very, very similar to the bonds that you create on any sort of team sport, and that translates beautifully to the workplace. So I am with you, team.
Perfect.
Love it, love it. And by the way, if you want to hear that story, I believe Megan told it a year ago on our episode.
We'll leave a link.
Leave a link in the show notes. Definitely go and listen to that. Brilliant. Okay, so Megan, it's your turn first. I think you start a new company, and on day one, when you ask your manager a question, they say, "Do you know what? I don't really know the answer to that." Red or green?
Green.
Ooh.
Because I think we have this flawed assumption that leaders and managers are supposed to have all the answers. And someone who is humble and vulnerable enough to say, I actually don't know, in front of their team as a leader, that actually shows the type of leadership I want to be following.
Agreed. Green flag shows a level of self-awareness, humility. We don't have all the answers. And I think I always get it mixed up, Peter, but it's Dunning-Kruger, isn't it? Where kind of you don't know what you don't know, and then the more you learn, you realize the more you don't know. And it's almost like you need to, I think the best managers are probably more likely to go, do you know what, I don't know, than go make up this entire, nonsense story that, so yeah, green flag.
I agree with this. And I like people who, when I ask, particularly interview them, they say, what do they go, do you know, I don't know, but I will find that out and I'll let you know so you can put it in the show notes or something. I'm like, cool. I like that. Okay, so we're getting to the penultimate one now, I think. Who am I up to? I've lost track. Who's first?
Leanne.
So it's Lee. Okay, Lee. The CEO interviews every candidate and every new hire spends the first day with the founder. Now, there is a little bit of bracket. I've put some parentheses in this. So we've said sub 90 employees. We're not talking about IBM or something like that. We're talking about 90 employees or few.
Interviewing, red flag. First day, green flag.
Oh, hang on. I had to split this up on my spreadsheet. So interviewing, red. First day, green. God, we're editing Google Docs live here, Leanne. Talk me through it.
Just, you said every single candidate.
Yep.
If you should not have that time as a CEO. And also you're not trusting your hiring managers, your HR department to do those first rounds of filtering, that you're then meeting the best candidates at the final round. Surely you've got better things to be doing than interviewing every single candidate for every single role that comes up. There must be better things for you to be doing. And I think it's that trusting as well. I think that's a task that lives in HR or people and culture or with the hiring manager, and you should have a system in place where you don't need to be involved because you know that's objective and it's going to happen as slickly without you, and you come in at a point where you're actually going to add value to those conversations. In terms of that first day, again, that might become unsustainable as you continue to grow. But so maybe not the first day necessarily, but I like as part of their onboarding, each candidate would spend a period of time with the founder. I think that can be really good in terms of understanding the vision and values of the organisation, where it's come from, where it's going, starting that sense of kind of connecting that person's work to what the organisation does and creating meaning and purpose in that. So I think that could be really good. I don't think it necessarily has to be on the first day, but part of the onboarding, I would say, is a green flag for me.
Fabulous, Meghan.
Yes, to every single thing. I love your wife. Oh my gosh. We are so simpatico. 100% red flag on the hiring, green flag on the onboarding. And the example that I have of Tirani Syrups, I think they're over 400 employees right now, and their CEO, Melanie Delbecco, still does a monthly onboarding for all of their new employees to talk them through the vision and values, and to help them understand what it looks like to live the values every day. And that, she's still giving her time, making herself accessible. She's not some myth who's in the C-suite office who's untouchable. She's down there talking to every single person that comes in the door about the things that matter most at the organization. That's a huge green flag for me.
I love that. Yeah, what a perfect way to do it. One a month where all the new hires come together. And it creates that cohort then as well, doesn't it? That kind of peer-to-peer support as well as a newbie.
Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Out of interest, right? So there's a TV show, I'm sure you both know about it, called The Undercover CEO, I think.
Undercover Boss.
Undercover Boss, that's it. And they go on, and they get, just because everyone's not heard of it, big company, boss goes undercover, gets a beard or a hat or whatever, or a pair of glasses, looks like someone from Guess Who, and basically they find out all these things. Out of interest, do you two think, I know that's not possible in a 90-company organisation, but as a principle, is that a great idea, or is that just a great TV show?
That's a terrible idea. It's awful. No, that is there's so many things about that it's showing them that you don't trust them. It's showing that you have absolutely zero understanding of what is going on in the day-to-day, that they have no idea who their CEO is, that they've never even met the person. It's the whole thing is just an awful setup for me. The CEO going without the Guess Who get up on and spending a day here, there. I know Big B Coffee, they're a huge coffee franchise in the US. Their CEOs, they have co-CEOs, and they often will go to franchise locations and just spend the day there working the cash registers and being with the people, because they want them to be someone that everyone knows, and it's not just this myth in the office. And they just like the human connection of being there on the day-to-day, so they don't miss out on that when they're just doing all of the minutia of the CEO responsibilities. I'm going way too far down this one. Leanne.
I agree. I think it's just a bit awkward you'd even have to do that in the first place, that you've lost touch that much. And like you say, visibility that much. Yeah, everything that Meghan said. Great TV, though.
Great TV. Meghan, was it you and I who was nerding out about Zingerman's and Ann Arbor?
Yes, that was us.
Just give us the 90-second pitch of why we both think Zingerman's am I saying it right? The best company in the world.
I mean, I wouldn't say best company in the world, but I would say a model, one of the best. I think the thing that I'm going to get my nerd on here. The thing that I love about Zingerman's is, instead of doing a huge franchise model where they said, here, we have a model for this deli, we can go nationwide and give this a distributed ownership to all the external people. We want to go super deep in the community. So we want to build complementary businesses so there's a bakery that feeds the bread, there's a creamery that does the cheese now, and so they built a community of businesses with employee or team member ownership of all of the companies within the Zingerman's community, so that it diversifies the portfolio. If one of the companies goes down, you actually have ownership in the whole, and they have open book management, full transparency. It's very much a shared ownership model. It is, for me, it's what business could look like, and they're hugely successful and prioritize quality of life for all of their team members. So that's some of the reasons I love it. Al, why do you love Zingerman so much?
Because I read it in Small Giants by Bo Burlingham 18 years ago. That's literally it. I remember reading it and going, oh my God, this is amazing. It was Cliff Bar was in there as well. Am I saying that right? Cliff Bar, yeah. There was a load of companies, and I don't know how many are still going, but when I brought it up with you, God, you almost stood up. You were so excited about to talk about it. So yeah.
And I got to go to the deli last year when I was in Ann Arbor doing a CEO retreat, and everyone there is all of the people who are working are so happy. And it doesn't feel faked or forced. Like everyone just feels delighted to be there. And it met all of my little business wonk heart expectations. I was delighted to be there. It was so good.
Oh, I've got to get emotional about a deli here. Right, I've got my last one here, and if you want, we can do a bonus. But I think, to be honest, I think the rest of them we've covered most of them. Okay, so this one, Leanne, it's you first. Is it this one?
No, Meghan.
This one. All right, so you're at a company, and there is a trophy for the best spreadsheet of the month. It's a true story.
Red flag.
It's not difficult, is it?
No.
Really? Well, actually, let me just find out why you think that's a red flag.
There's so many red flags in this particular one. I'll just choose maybe 1 or 2 points. One being if it's like a quirky, playful thing, I don't know, but spreadsheets aren't everyone's skill. Everyone doesn't need to be working on a spreadsheet depending on whatever their role is. And so to be giving out a trophy for something that some people aren't proficient in because they don't need to be for their role somehow makes it this situation where people are feeling like they are deficient for absolutely no reason. And it breeds the whole individualistic internal competition situation.
And I suppose to a certain extent, it's also promoting you spending more time on putting macros and VLOOKUPs and all kinds of stuff on your spreadsheet than actually doing the frickin' work, Lee.
I think it's often the question that I ask people that they go, that's like probably where you should have started, is what behavior you're trying to reinforce? And how is that serving your people and your business? So if you have a little competition and it's rewarding behaviors that you really want to see in your business, maybe it's around great managers or great customer service or whatever else, then yeah, cool. That's nice. I'd also like to see maybe, things for the person who sets hard boundaries and doesn't continually work late and took all of their annual leave this year. Good for you. It's just, what behaviors are you trying to reinforce, and start with that rather than, wouldn't it be so cool if you had a trophy for spreadsheets? Lol.
Barry Waymiller, they have a monthly award. Barry Waymiller, they buy distressed manufacturing facilities, I think all over the world. And they have, and we went and toured one of their facilities once, and they have a monthly award, which is for the person who has expressed or lived the company value to its highest, which is nominated by peers. And they have an entire wall, instead of employee of the month, like someone who's hit all the KPIs or the revenue goals or blah, blah, blah. It is, here's the people that are actually living our values in the day-to-day.
That's the way to do it, isn't it?
That's the way you do it. What was that company called again?
Barry Waymiller.
Barry Waymiller.
I'll send you the...
Yeah, link will be in the show notes. I clearly can't speak.
No, it's a very strange name.
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much for playing along with us, for putting up with all of my mistakes and everything here. It was brilliant. Looking through now, while you were talking, I was listening to you, but I was also looking through this. And we did originally have you two disagreeing on one, but then you ended up just agreeing on every single one of them. I wonder, is it weird to put you on the spot and say, what do you think is the biggest green flag in a company?
Training their managers.
Oh,
I'm going to kiss you on the lips. Do you know what I mean?
me or Meghan, or I don't know.
The person who's training their managers.
It's obviously
that's
me.
highly inappropriate, but...
I'm trying to compose myself. Meghan, what would you say you say was your biggest green flag in a company?
I mean, Leanne, I see you. Training managers, I mean, I'm sure we're on the same page about human skills like communication, listening, empathy, all of these incredible things. And I mean, employee ownership is a big one for me.
We need to bring you back and talk to you about that, because I think there's a certain, we've seen a little bubbling around of people thinking about employee ownership, and I'm not sure everyone's doing it the right way. So we definitely need to bring you back and talk about that. Meghan French Dunbar, author, all-round author, consultant. You've probably done TED Talks. You've probably been in the White House. I'm sure you've done all of those things.
All of those things.
I don't know whether to ask. I don't know whether to ask if that's true or not. Have you?
It is.
Oh,
not the current one. Yeah, I wouldn't be proud if it was the current one. Anyway,
no, I might not still go. Yeah, like, if something's on fire, you want to take a close look, don't you?
Anyway, I was about to wrap up there and say, if you want to go, and I say you will want to go and follow Meghan. Meghan is absolutely incredible, friend of the show, just beautiful person. We are hopefully going to go and meet you at some point if we are ever allowed in the States.
Not at this point.
Probably,
we might need to wait a couple of years.
If you have your own red flag, green flag or something, or you want to ask about these people, then please check the show notes. Links to get in touch with them are there. Lee, anything else to say before we...
Just to say, come and join the conversation. LinkedIn, Spotify. We're loving all the comments we're getting on Spotify now. Keep them coming. Love it, love it, love it. We do look at everyone and we reply to everyone as well. Not always necessarily like immediately, but probably within a day or so, right?
Yeah.
Let us know your own workplace red flags or green flags. But perhaps you just start a new job and you're like, I'm not sure if there's a red flag or not. Get in touch. We'll give you our thoughts. And we'll be back on Thursday with Chris Lovett.
Yes, we will. Chris Lovett, best hair in the business. Really, really great story. About 5 years ago, he just went, fuck it. I'm not doing this anymore, and went around the world, and he's written 2 books ever since. So 2 things we need you to do. First of all, if you did like this, then go and leave us a review. Secondly, if you did like this, then go and subscribe to Unbehaved, wherever you get your podcasts. The second best podcast in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Behind Diary of a CEO, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a red flag for sure if that's your favourite podcast. And of course, next Tuesday, come back. We have another summer session. I'm going head to head with Danny Wareham to play Corporate Family Fortunes.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Meghan.
Bye.